Let's head over to Turkey. Its parliament has just approved a tough pre-election law that threatens prison for up to 3 years for any social media user or reporter who's been convicted of spreading fake news. Now, the fear, of course, is who gets to determine whether it's fake news or not? Is it a government minister? And it, of course, presents problems in itself. It's a so-called independent and impartial outfit. And we saw with Peter Gleeson in Turkey, in Egypt. This is Turkey. In Egypt, he was jailed for 400 days for not towing the line over there. Christy, this is pretty alarming stuff, and it just goes to show and demonstrate how important democracy is when it comes to getting fair and balanced news reporting.
Well, first of all, governments around the world are trying to contain the onslaught of social media and how it harms people online, how damaging it is for mental health, and how it's very easy to anonymously defame people. And we've seen the great work that Erin Molan has done on this network, just really investigating how harmful it is. However, the other side of the coin is blocking free speech, and who decides what is free speech and who decides what content cannot be broadcast or shown or highlighted through those channels. The government of Turkey is not known for its moderate views. And as I say, while it is good that governments engage in halting the onslaught of social media harm, the other side is that, well, when the government in charge of making those decisions, if it is a buck stops with a Turkish government department or a minister, then that has really, really harmful, serious consequences for democracy. We have to look at the governments who are implementing these laws. Is that safer than having the general broadcast rights of social media? Probably not in the case of Turkey.
Daisy, Christy makes a very good point there. So those who are in power or those seeking to cover up certain information or to demonise and discredit, sometimes that credible information, it goes against the grain of the preferred view of the government. And, of course, that's when you get this sort of how do you separate the facts from the fiction, and that's when the real challenges arise.
Well, I would never trust any government to accurately decide what is fact and what is fiction because, you know, as Christy said and you have said, you know, politics is politics. A government can call anything misinformation if they want and, you know, put a lid on it. And it's very, very hard to call them out for that because of the government. You know, there are leaders around the world who would love this policy that Turkey, I mean, certainly Joe Biden would love this policy. Jacinda Ardern would love this policy, given her speech at the UN a little while ago about cracking down on what she calls mis and disinformation. But it is incredibly worrying, and that is why honest journalists are so important, and democracy is so important as well to good journalism.